Shalom, shalom, Shabbat shalom. Hey, first and foremost, we want to say Kal Halal, Yahweh, Bahasham, Hamashiach, Yahawashi. That is being translated to the English tongue as all praises to the Most High God in the name of his only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. We are back once again with the Sabbath Sense. I am Brother Asa of the Iron Horn of Zion, and I am joined by my good brother. I'm going to let him introduce his own self.
What's going on, Shalom family? This is Brother Akeem coming here to read this good word with my brother Asa on another beautiful show.
All praises. Well, yeah, I truly hope that everyone had a very fruitful week. I hope that the labors of this world didn't tear you down too much, and you have come with the right spirit to serve the Most High God on the Lord's Day. So, with the Sabbath Sense, as we always say, you will need a few things for this class here. Note, we will not be putting any scriptures on the screen because we want you to get familiar with your Bible. We want you to be able to flip to know where these book chapters and verses are so you can be more so well equipped to defend the gospel at any given moment. So the things that you will need for this class is your Bible, something to write with, a highlighter if you choose to do so, and something to take notes with. And going along with all that, a humble, sincere, and meek spirit. These things are required for learning when it comes to the word of the Most High God. So, with this being the Sabbath, one of the major commandments, one of the 10 commandments, I feel it best that we start this Sabbath off with learning one of the laws. So, let us move forward to the book of Leviticus, chapter 6. And we're going to get verse 1.
This is the book of Leviticus, chapter 6 and verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, if a soul sins and commit and trespass against the Lord, and lie unto his neighbor in that which was delivered him to keep, or in fellowship, or in a thing taken away by violence, or have deceived his neighbor, or have found that which was lost, and lieth concerning it, and swear falsely in any of all these that a man doeth, sinning therein. Then it shall be because he hath sinned and is guilty that he shall restore that which he took violently away, or the thing which he hath deceitfully gotten, or that which was delivered him to keep, or the lost thing which he found, or all that about which he has sworn falsely, he shall even restore it in the principal, and shall add the fifth part more thereto, and give it unto him to whom it appeared in the day of his trespass offering. And he shall
stop right there, King. Stop right there. So, what does all of this mean here? We are in the book of Leviticus, chapter 6, verses 1 through 5 here. And if I do have anyone who is joining us on the live who is able to describe the scriptures in the comments, please do so. That would be very much appreciated. So let's break this down slowly. Leviticus chapter 6, verses 1 through 5. We can go ahead and jump into verse on 2. It says, if a soul sin and commit a trespass against who? The Lord. So how are you going to commit this trespass against the Most High God? It goes on further saying, and lie unto his neighbor in that which was delivered to him to keep, or in fellowship, or in a thing taken away by violence, or have deceived his neighbor. So You are committing a trespass against the Most High God by lying to your neighbor, by defrauding him. So this is a twofold sin. You have offended the Most High God, and you have wronged your neighbor at the same time here. So moving on forward, it is going on saying that if this thing that you have stolen or this thing that you have taken from your neighbor be found, or if you are found guilty of doing such a thing, you are to give it back to your neighbor and to add the fifth part of the worth of that thing that you stolen or that thing that you lost. So this is teaching us to deal properly with the people that we should love. If I love my brother, I'm not going to steal from him. If I love my brother, I'm not going to defraud him or try to get over on him in any way. So it is very important that we come back to these laws that can put us in the mindset of kingdom building. Because you are not going to build any kingdom if you have division against your brother or your sister. So let's stop defrauding each other, and let's start doing each other right and doing each other in a proper way. All right. Now, also with the Sabbath Sense, something that we do is we like to give praise to the Most High God, letting it be known that He is worthy of all of the praise, that He is our rock, our sword, and our shield, and He is our defense against the evil day. So we are going to move forward to the book of Psalms, chapter 52, and we're going to praise the Most High through reading some of these righteous, elegant, beautiful words. All right, we're getting into Psalms chapter 52 from the top.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 52. To the chief musician, Mashal, a psalm of David, when Doeg the Edom came and told Saul and said unto him, David is come to the house of Ahimelech. Why boastest thou thyself in mischief, O mighty man? The goodness of Yahweh endureth continually. Thy
So
tongue
pause there. So we are already seeing from the gate that the goodness of the Most High God is doing what? It is enduring continually. So the Most High goodness never stops. So you should never stop praising Him. Read on.
Thy tongue devises mischief, like a sharp razor working deceitfully. Thou lovest evil more than good, and lying rather than to speak righteousness. Selah. Thou lovest all devouring words, O thou deceitful tongue.
Stop there. So you must continually ask yourself, do I have a deceiving tongue? Am I speaking evil, or am I speaking the words of wisdom and the words of righteousness? This is something that we should be asking ourselves each and every day, so we can consider our ways to see if they are pleasing to the most high God. Read on.
Yahweh shall likewise destroy thee forever. He shall take thee away and pluck thee out of thy dwelling place, and root thee out of the land of the living. Selah. The righteous also shall see and fear and shall laugh at him. Lo.
Pause there. So when the destruction of the evil and the wicked man comes, the righteous will see it, and they will joy in that day. Read on.
Lo, this is the man that made not Yahweh his strength, but trusted in the abundance of riches and strengthened himself in his wickedness. But I am
stop there, King. So This says that this is the man that didn't make God his strength, and he trusted in the riches of the world and the power that this world can give rather than the power that the Most High God gives. So make it your duty to always trust in the Lord with all your heart. Make it your duty to know that no fame, that no money, that no land, that no resources can protect you from anything, but the Most High God is the one that gives you everything. Read on there.
But I am like a green olive tree in the house of Yahweh. I trust in the mercy of Yahweh forever and ever. I will praise you forever because thou hast done it, and I will wait on thy name, for it is good before thy saints.
In the Most High's name, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahawashi, it is good amongst the saints. And we know that the saints are the children of Israel. So you children of Israel, be sure that you are giving the Most High God his praise, glory, and honor each and every day with every breath that you take, with every conversation that you have, everything that you do, everything that you think should be to the glorification of the highest. All right. Now, let's get into our topic for the day. So I had titled, I almost forgot one more thing. We have to get into our Paleo Hebrew word of the day. How could I forget that? So let's share this screen, get this thing going. Let's see. All right. This is my screen showing, King?
Yeah, you good.
All right, come. So the Paleo Hebrew word of the day is Imal, and we have the Hebrew characters here, and as we already know, the Paleo Hebrew reads from the right to the left. So we have the I, the Ma, and the La, and the last two conjugate, and it says Imal, and this means labor, to exert one's power of body or mind, especially with painful or strenuous effort, a labor that causes grief, pain, or weariness, a laborer as one who toils. And we have the Strong's reference there for the modern Hebrew words. So this is something that we will be highlighting too in today's lesson is our labors. We won't just be getting into the earthly labors, but we have to make sure that the work that we do in the spirit is not in vain. So the highlight for this lesson, we will be focusing on the book of Sirach, also known as Ecclesiasticus, chapter 40. So if you will join me there, and we will be getting this thing started. All right, can we get Sirach chapter 40 and verse 1 from the top? And we are going to pause after every verse, and we're going to talk about it, get some precepts on it, and hopefully add some more with wisdom to our ourselves. All right, bring that out for me, King.
All right, this is the book of Sirach, in chapter 40, verse 1. Great trivial is created for every man, and a heavy yoke is upon the sons of Adam, from the day that they go out of their mother's womb to the day that they return to the mother of all things.
So great travail is upon every man. Everybody is going through something. So we first have to keep in mind that the quote unquote struggle isn't unique just to you. Everybody that you know has their own thing going on that is causing them hell at this very moment, whether it be great, whether it be small, whether it be in this physical realm, whether it be in the spiritual realm. We all are fighting battles every single day. So what type of mindset should we have, knowing that from the day that we are born, we are going through something? Let us move forward to the book of Galatians chapter 6 and verse 1.
This is the book of Galatians chapter 6 and verse 1. Brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault, ye which are spiritual, restore such, and one in the spirit of meekness, considering thyself, lest thou also be tempted.
So this is saying that if your brother is going through anything, you being that spiritual person, you are supposed to lift him up. Why? It goes on further saying that you must be considering your own self, lest you also be tempted with the same thing. So anyone, whether they've been in this truth 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, so on and so forth, they can be tempted with evil thoughts. They can be going through a certain situation that can bring them to a low state in their mind. So us being the spiritual people, we are supposed to consider that this is my brother. This is my sister. I need to be there for them as I would expect them to be there for me. I have a mind that I'm not the only one that is going through trouble. And I need to be more so compassionate to my own people. All right. Let's move forward to the book of Job, chapter 34 and verse 12.
This is the book of Job, chapter 34 and verse 12. Ye, surely Yahweh will not do wickedly, neither will the Almighty pervert judgment.
So, although great travail, great problems are upon every man from the day that they are born, we also have to keep in mind that the Most High God isn't doing wickedness, because you don't know why he will have you go through a certain trial. You have no clue that this short-term loss could be setting you up for a long-term gain. And you don't know if the Most High is chastising you because you have been going off. So never start questioning the Most High, saying, why am I the only one struggling? Why am I not built up like my friend group? Why am I struggling on my bills? Why does it seem like everybody around me is being elevated constantly while I am being diminished every single day? It is not up to you to choose your own path. The book of Proverbs chapter 20 verse 24 tells us that man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man then understand his own way? So as the brother Keziah posted in the chat here, we must trust in the Lord with all our heart and lean not to our own understanding. In all our ways, we must acknowledge him. You have to understand that you have a creator. You have to understand that there is a master architect. There is a main director controlling the script and the scenes to this movie. So don't ever think that He just picking on you. Shall the thing formed say to he that has formed it, why hast thou made me thus? No, you are his creation. So whatever he wants you to go through, he will put you through it. But the real quest here, the real journey comes when you fully submit to his will so that you can learn through your trials. All right. Let's move to the book of Sirach, chapter 2, and let's get verse 2.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 2 and verse 2. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble.
You have to get your mind right and constantly push through whatever trial, whatever tribulation that you have. And you have to constantly endure. Doesn't the book of Matthew chapter 24, verse 13 tell us that he that shall endure to the end, the same shall be saved? How are you ever going to get salvation? How are you ever going to be changed from the current situation that you are in if you don't endure? And it goes on forward saying to make not haste in times of trouble. You're going to always go through something. Sirach 40 in verse 1 said that great travail is upon every man. You're not special in this aspect here. You will have to deal with something the same way that all the great men throughout the scriptures did, and they were found perfect. Abraham was found perfect. Isaac was found perfect. Jacob was found perfect. But when you read about the accounts from their lives, they had to work. They had to travel through some strenuous and dangerous situations. But through it all, they believed and had faith that the Most High would see them through and would hold fast to the promises that he gave them. Read verse 3.
Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end.
So the way that you are increased at your last end is by joining yourself tight and holding on to the Most High with everything that you have. It does not matter if your situation seems impossible to get out of. As long as you cleave to the Most High God, he will see you through it. Read on that.
Whatsoever is brought unto thee, take cheerfully, and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state.
Whatsoever that is brought upon you, take it cheerfully. Be glad that you are going through any struggle, because through that struggle comes learning. Through that learning comes understanding, and through that understanding you get wisdom. And wisdom is the most precious prized possession that you can ever have, because it will be with you through those crooked ways, and it will push you forward to that straight and narrow path. But if you do not endure, if you do not cleave to the Most High God, you will be stuck in your same mess that you are moping about and that you are sad about right now. And you will live with a woe is me, defeatist mentality, and that isn't getting you anywhere. Jump to verse 6 there.
Believe in him, and he will, Salakia, believe in him, and he will help thee. Order thy way aright and trust in him.
So you have to believe, and you have to order your steps in the right way. And you do that by being in his word. You do that by praying. You do that by fasting. You do that by giving yourself to charity, which is love. Affectionate, fervent, brotherly love. So you have to make a choice right now to get out of your sadness. You cannot let depression, doubt, and worry cloud your mind, because you are taking up space for the things that can push you forward to the kingdom. All right. Let's move forward to the book of Sirach, chapter 39, and let's get verse 33.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 39 and verse 33. All the works of the Lord are good, and he will give every needful thing in due season.
So everything that the Most High does is good. You going through whatever single problem that you have now, that is good. Because in due season, the Most High will show you why you went through it. And it may not be in a day's time, or a week, or a year, or even 10 years, 20 years, so on and so forth. You could be going through a certain thing for your whole life. But when it's all said and it's all done, the Most High will show why he did such a thing. And it could be to keep you from a dangerous situation, or it could be to trap you in your own folly. But the way that you avoid the terrible thing is by cleaving to the righteous thing. Read on there.
So that a man cannot say, this is worse than that, for in the time they shall all be well approved.
So don't ever think that your problems are unique to the point where you are going through it more than someone else, because you don't know everyone's full story. Someone can be all smiles, joy in your face, but when they go home, they're miserable. They're sad. They're dealing with things that they aren't even telling you about, and they just pushing through. When they come around, they are given to that brotherly love, checking on everyone else, making sure everyone else straight. But you don't know what they got going on in their own personal life. Read that one more time.
So that a man cannot say, this is worse than that, for in a time they shall all be well approved.
So you can't say that your situation is greater or worse than anyone else's. Next verse.
And therefore praise ye the Lord with the whole heart and mouth, and bless the name of the Lord.
And that goes back to the biggest focus of these Sabbath Sense lessons. Praising the Lord. It says praise him with your whole heart, which is your mind, and your mouth, and bless his holy name. Because we are not doing anything of our own self. We are doing it for the glorification of the Most High God and the building of his kingdom. We have a precept in the chat, Deuteronomy 8 and verse 5.
Want me to go and bring it up?
Come on, King.
All right, this is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 8 and verse 5. Thou shalt also consider in thine heart that as a man Thou shalt also consider in thine heart that as a man chasteneth his son, so the Lord thy God chasteneth thee.
So the same way that you would correct your own child, the Most High is doing the same to you. to get your child to understand something, sometimes all it takes is a talk. But other times, you got to get that do right on them. You got to pull that belt out and you got to lay down the law and correct them. And it may take you doing that several times before that child gets that right. But the goal that we have here is to not be the rebellious child. We should only need that correction once, and we should be able to move on forward and continually to please our Heavenly Father. All right, let's move on forward. Let us go back to Sirach chapter 40, and let's get verse 2.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 40 and verse 2. Their imagination of things to come and the day of death trouble their thoughts and cause fear of heart.
So, are you going to be defeated by the trials and the tribulations that you go through to the point where all you think about is negativity? Are you going to be so consumed with fear and worry and doubt that your mind is spent on the wrong things? Let's see how this unfolds further. Let us move to the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 17 and verse 11.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 17 and verse 11. For wickedness condemned by her own witness is very selective. For wickedness condemned by her own witness is very timorous, and being pressed with conscience always forecasteth grievous things.
All right, let us break this down very, very slowly here. So it says, for what? Wickedness condemned by her own witness. So the witness of the wickedness is the person committing said wicked acts. So the wickedness that is being condemned by her own witness is very timorous. What does the word timorous mean? It makes you scared. It makes you worry. Something that makes you anxious. So your wickedness can make you very anxious. All right. And it says, and being pressed with conscience always forecasted grievous things. So your conscience is letting you know that you are doing wickedness. And is further on putting grievous thoughts within your mind, thoughts that are making you doubt, thoughts that are making you worry, because you have let your wickedness overtake you. Read on there.
For fear is nothing else but betraying of the succors which reason offered.
So fear isn't anything but your mind playing tricks on you. Fear isn't anything but you forgetting all types of reasoning. And your first institution of reasoning should be based in trust in the Most High God. When you trust in the Most High, you don't have any fear. When you trust in the Most High, when you go through any situation, you already know no matter how much it hurts, no matter how much pain that it causes you, the Most High will push you through that thing. All right. Read on there.
And the expectation from within being less counteth the ignorance more than the cause which bringeth the torment.
So when you let this fear overtake you, it says that the expectation from within being less counts your ignorance more than the cause, which bringeth the torment. So your ignorance is getting in place of your trust in the Most High God, because we already know that the Most High God is causing everything to go on. He is orchestrating everything. He wants this to sound a certain way, this to look a certain way, this to be a certain way. So let us read that one more time. It says, and the expectation from within being less. So you didn't already sold your own self short. Counted the ignorance. So you are counting the foolishness of your own mind to be higher than the cause which bringeth the torment. The Most High God is the mightiest force ever. He already told you that great travail is upon every man. You already know that something is going to happen at any moment. But he will always provide you an escape route. He will always provide you a way to get back up from a fall. But if you are not operating within his will, that fear is going to overtake you. That wickedness is going to overtake you. And your own doubt, worries, and foolishness will overtake you. All right. Let's go back to Sirach 40, and we're at verse 3.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 40 and verse 3. For him that sitteth on a throne of glory, unto him that is humbled in earth and ashes. From him that weareth purple and a crown, unto him that is clothed with a linen frock.
So it does not matter what your status is. You can be a king. You can be a servant. You can be rich. You can be poor. You can have on all the designer, expensive clothes, or you can exclusively shop from the thrift store. If you let this fear and this doubt come upon you and overtake you, you can be in jeopardy of being cast down in your own thoughts. So people get to think that, oh, I just got a terrible thing going on. My situation isn't good. If I had X amount of money, I would be doing better. If I could just get out of debt this one time, all my worries will be gone. But the scriptures just said that it does not matter what your status is. If the Most High wants to bring this fear upon you, he will do so. Let us move forward to the book of Romans chapter 2 and verse 11.
This is the book of Romans chapter 2 and verse 11. For there is no respect of persons with Yahweh.
The Most High does not care what your status is. He don't care if you're rich. He don't care if you got the Lamborghini doors on the Escalade. He don't care if you live in a mansion. He don't care if you live in the doggone jets. The only thing that the Most High cares about is if you serve him. If you're striving for perfection. If you're trusting in him through every situation that is going on. He does not care if you riding on doggone spinners and they don't stop. But your life will. All right. Let's go back to Sirach 40. Let's get verse 5.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 40 and verse 5. Wrath and envy, trouble and unquietness, fear of death and anger and strife, and in the time of rest upon his bed, his night sleep do change his knowledge.
So when this fear and this doubt and this worry is overtaking you, it can affect how you sleep. It can affect your thoughts. It can affect the things that are going on in your mind during a period of what should be rest. So what is primarily going on for you to be thinking while you are sleeping? Is dreams. Dreams can also be what? Nightmares. So let us dive more into this trouble that is changing sleep. Let's move to the book of Sirach, chapter 34 and verse 1.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 34 and verse 1. The hopes of a man void of understanding are vain and false, and dreams lift up fools.
So let's start with the first section of this verse here. It says that the hopes of a man void of understanding, that is key there. So his hopes are vain and false. If you don't have any understanding, everything that you hope for is in vanity. All you want to do is get out of the hood. All you want to do is wear doggone Jordans and drive Benz. All you want is a big house. All you want is to be recognized by men for being quote unquote great. When you should be knowing that the only thing that makes you great is the Most High God, because He is the one that lifts the beggar from the dunghill. So you are good, King. So it also says that dreams lift up fools. So your dreams can lift you up to have you think that you are more than what you are. And on the flip side, it can make you think that you are less than what you are. So don't let your dreams and your thoughts and these wicked nightmares that you have bring you down. Shoot, just because you had a dream that your wife is getting back alley gang bang, don't mean that it actually happened. Maybe you ought to check the type of content that you are putting before your eyes. Maybe you should have better care over your diet to make sure that you aren't eating certain things before bed that are causing you to have crazy dreams. Once more, dreams lift up fools. Read on there, King.
Whoso regardeth dreams is like him that catcheth a shadow and followeth after the wind.
So anyone who is constantly consumed with every crazy dream that they done wrote down in their dream journal and think that everything's true from these dreams, they are fools. This says that whoever regards dreams is like someone that is catching at a shadow and following after the wind. Have you ever been a little child and you see your own shadow and you try to jump to step on it, and as soon as you jump, your shadow move, and you keep on trying, and you keep on trying till you have that realization that I'm never going to be on top of my shadow. That's the same way how someone can be chasing a foolish dream. You may have a aspiration to be a famous worldly rapper, and you done already came up in your mind that, oh, I'm not gonna talk about all the sex and drugs and all that. I'm just gonna be a conscious rapper, and I'm just gonna say stuff to make folks on think. And once I get the money, I'm not gonna be in the forefront. I'm gonna be in the background, and I'm gonna just show up to the award shows, say thank you, and leave. No, because you already then set this dream up to glorify you rather than the Most High. Everything that we do should be toward Him. Nothing that you do should be for yourself. So you may be thinking, wait, does that mean that I can't make money to provide for my family or to live a certain lifestyle that I want? No. Even through you taking care of your family, even through you working to get that car that you want, or to live in this certain lifestyle that you want, your end goal with getting certain things shouldn't be just to say, look at what I got. You should be doing those things because it's a righteous thing to take care of your family. It's a righteous thing to seek success throughout life. It's a righteous thing to take portions of what you get to do proper alms. But the problem comes when you have it set in your mind that all I'm gonna do is glorify me. I am getting this so I can show these niggas how it's done. You're already in the wrong mindset. So, one more time, it says, whoso regardeth dreams is like him that catcheth at a shadow and follow after the wind. Ain't no way you are going to be able to catch the doggone wind. That mud blowing constantly, changing directions as it goes. Can you catch wind? You ever been driving once more, riding as a little child in a car, and you stick your hand out the window and you just let the air just blow by, and it's moving your hand back, and you finally just try to grab it. Then you pull your hand back in the car and you try to throw it in your face. There's nothing there. You will never catch it. So stop having all these foolish dreams and aspirations that don't lead to anything that is pleasing to the Most High God, and set your heart aright and cleave unto Him, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. All right. Let's move on forward here. Let's go back to the book of Sirach, chapter 40, and let's get verse 6.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 40 and verse 6. A little or nothing is his rest, and afterward he is in his sleep, as in a day of keeping watch, troubled in the vision of his heart, as if he were escaped out of a battle.
Here we go. Let's break this down slowly. So this person gets no rest. And it goes on saying that when he finally sleeps, He feels like he is keeping watch in a war, and he constantly feels like he is in battle. Because you fighting demons, real deal demons. Because you didn't let worry creep in and set up shop. You didn't become consumed in the problems of this life, and you're not looking toward the kingdom to come. Let's go back to Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 17. But let's grab verse 1 this time.
This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 17 and verse 1. For great are thy judgments, and cannot be expressed. Therefore, unnurtured souls have erred.
Unnurtured souls have erred. It says that the Most High's judgments are great and cannot be expressed. So you do not know why the Most High got you going through something. But the soul that is not supping at the Lord's table, they're going to constantly be in error. They're going to be constantly going through judgments that are negative. They are constantly going to be going through evil because they haven't chosen to serve the Most High God. Let's get verse on 2.
For when unrighteous men thought to oppress the holy nation, they being shut up in their houses, the prisoners of darkness, and fettered with the bonds of a long night, lay there exiled from the external providence.
So when you look into the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 17 here, this is talking about how the Egyptians dealt with that plague of darkness. So the verse here says that for when the unrighteous men thought to oppress the holy nation, which we know pursuant to Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6, that their holy nation is who? Israel. They being shut up in their houses, the prisoners of darkness, and fettered with the bonds of a long night. So the darkness that was upon them was overwhelming. All right. And it goes on saying, lay there. So they laying down sleeping, exiled from the eternal providence. So they didn't been cast away from light. They've been cast away from reasoning. They've been cast away from common sense. Because even when you walk through your own home, even if it's dark, you know where everything is. But the darkness was so great upon them that they lost their reasoning. And this is what will happen when you stray from the light that the Most High God provides through these commandments and through Christ. So when you flee from the thing that is pleasant to your soul, you lose your doggone mind. All right. Now let's jump down to verse 14 there.
But they sleeping the same sleep that night, which was indeed intolerable, and which came upon them out of the bottoms of the inevitable hell, were partly vexed with monstrous apparitions, and partly fainted, their heart failing them, for a sudden fear and not looked for came upon them.
All right, come. So this says that during their sleep, they was going through straight up hell. And it goes on further saying that they were partly vexed with monstrous apparitions. Do you know what a apparition is? It is like a ghost. It is like a spirit that is tormenting you. Verse 15 says that these apparitions that were going on when? While they were sleeping in their dreams. They were monstrous. They were terrible. They were causing them fear. And it says that they were fainting and their heart was failing them and they let the fear overcome them. This is what happens when you forget that your trials are but temporary. If you trust in the Lord, you don't have to worry about anything. He will see you through. He will see you to the kingdom. You will have to go through something. But if you keep your heart stayed upon him, you have nothing to worry for. Read on there, verse 16.
So then, whosoever there fell down was straitly kept, shut up in a prison without iron bars.
So this prison without iron bars is the same thing that we have been talking about. Your own mind. Get out of your head. Stop having this woe is me mentality and trust in the Lord. Point blank, period. All right. Let us also grab the book of Isaiah chapter 66 and verse 4.
This is the book of Isaiah chapter 66 and verse 4. I also will choose their delusions and will bring their fears upon them. Because when I called, none did answer. When I spake, they did not hear. But they did evil before mine eyes, and chose that in which I delighted not.
So when you do evil in the eyes of the most high, which is straying from his commandments, which is leaving off from brotherly love, which is charity. When you delight in the evil way, he will bring your fear upon you. It doesn't get any more plain than that. If you don't want to be troubled, serve the Most High God. It's that simple. All right. Let's press on forward to Sirach 40 and verse 7.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 40 and verse 7. When all is safe, he awaketh, and marveleth that the fear was nothing.
And when you then finally woke up from this terrible dream, you realize that it's nothing. So it is now time for us to wake up. It's time to wake up from the evil mindset that we have had. It is time to see what is truly going on in this world. It is time to truly understand that you are going to go through something. And it's now truly time to wake up and start serving the Most High. Let's go to Romans chapter 13 and verse 11.
This is the book of Romans, chapter 13 and verse 11. And that, knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believe.
So, as I just said, it is now time to awake out of sleep. It's time to get out the bed. It's time to stretch. brush your teeth, take a bath, eat some breakfast, and get to work. But that cleansing needs to be you being washed by the water of the word. That eating needs to be the spiritual food that Hamashiach has prepared for you. And this work needs to be of the Most High God. Read on there.
The night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness, and let us put on the armor of light.
So we are now done living in this gross darkness. Now it is time to come to the light. It's time to turn to Hamashiach. It's time to keep the commandments as a lamp to your feet and a light to your path. It's time to flip the doggone switch. And when the lights go on, the switch go up. It's time to elevate. We have to stop being stagnant. We have to get uncomfortable with the darkness and get comfortable with the light. Read on there.
Let us walk honestly as in the day, not in rioting and drunkenness, not in chambering and wantonness, not in strife and envying.
So you got to let your evil habits go. It says, not in rioting. Stop fighting it. Stop fighting it. You know what the right way is. Yahawashi said that I am the way, the truth, and the life. You know who you should be studying. You know who you should be modeling your walk after. So stop fighting what you know is right. It also says drunkenness. Put the cup of Babylon down. Put down the fornication. Put down the lust. Put down breaking God's laws. It is time to sober up. It also says chambering. What is chambering? That is you being trapped in the bed chamber, laying down all the doggone time. Get up. Stop being lazy. Put your hand to this plow and do some work. It also says one-timeness. That is unbridled lust. Lust that cannot be controlled. It's time to get control of your body. And if something that you got going on is uncontrollable, cut it off. That don't mean that you physically start cutting off limbs. But if you know that your hands are leading you to mischief, stay out of the mischievous way. If you know that that thing in your pants is constantly getting you in trouble, put it up. But it's up to you to make that change. And it also says strife. Stop arguing with everybody. Everything does not have to come to blows, whether physical or verbal. Sometimes you just got to let people have it. Let them think that they won something. Everything does not deserve a reaction. And some of the best reactions is no reaction. Some of the best reactions are walking away. Learn to bridle your tongue. Shut your mouth. And it also says envying. Get that jealous spirit off of you. Somebody gonna always have more money. Somebody gonna always have a nicer ride. Somebody always gonna be riding on spinners and they not gonna stop. And you might be trapped on them hub caps, but they still roll. Somebody's house gonna always have a pool, a lake, and a river. And the only water you may have might come through that sink. But guess what? You can still wash. Somebody gonna always have more. But on the flip side of it, somebody gonna always have less. So what you have, someone else thinks is the best thing ever because they never had it. So be grateful for what the Most High blessed you with. And in due season, he will give you more. Shoot, I had titled this Success Through Struggle, but I could have flipped it too. Struggle through success. Because it takes a lot of struggle to get to a higher elevated point. You are gonna have to go through something at every single moment in your life, whether you have the car, whether you have the house. Shoot, you're gonna always be dealing. And these things shouldn't be at the forefront of our mind anyway. You should be focused on getting yourself right with the Most High God, getting your health right, your fitness right, mending the relationship with your mama, with your daddy, with your brother, with your sister, with your cousins, with your friends. Waking up people to get to the knowledge that you have. Bringing souls to Christ. Having peace. But the problem is we have a trauma bond with chaos. Cut it off. Block its number. Stop following them on social media. Let it go. Next verse there.
But put ye on the Lord Yahawashi HaMashiach, and make not provisions for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof.
So put off the care of the flesh and put on Hamashiach Yahawashi. It's that simple. This is how you get from your worries. Choose to put on Christ every day. Choose to put on perfection every day. This is how you beat your own mind. This is how you get through the struggle. This is how you reach success. All right. Now, let's go back to Sirach 40 and let's get verse 8.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 40 and verse 8. Such things happen unto all flesh, both man and beast, and that is sevenfold more upon sinners.
Everybody going through it. Everybody has some messed up dreams, even your doggone dog, your cat, your goldfish, the little doggone millipede that can creep in your house. This is upon man and beast. But it says it's sevenfold more on who? Sinners. So, yeah. Now you may think that you're going through it more than someone else. But have you checked your own spirit? Are you sinning at a high level? Everybody going through it, but the sinner's gonna be going through it way more. They ain't gonna be able to keep a friend. They ain't gonna be able to keep a job. They ain't gonna be able to keep a house. And they're not gonna be able to keep wisdom because they're not operating in the way that brings it. Let's get the book of Haggai, chapter 1 and verse 7.
This is the book of Haggai, chapter 1 and verse 7. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, consider your ways.
Can we say that any more plainly? Read that one more time.
Thus saith the Lord of hosts, consider your ways.
Consider your ways. Are you living in sin? Because it is a difference between sinning and being a sinner. Shoot, the scriptures tell us that a just man falls seven times, but he does what? Rises up again. But the wicked will fall into mischief. So are you slipping up every now and then? Or are you just messed up every single day? Consider your ways. Weigh your actions in the balance. Let's move forward to the book of Hebrews. Let's get chapter 10 and let's get verse 26.
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 10 and verse 26. For if we sin willfully after that we have received the knowledge of the truth, there remaineth no more sacrifice for sins.
So if you sin willfully after knowing right from wrong, there's no more sacrifice for your sins. So the Most High is going to do you dirty. Go to verse 31.
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 10 and verse 31. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living God.
It's a fearful, dreadful, scary thing for the Most High to be judging you if you are a sinner. Let's go to Isaiah 45 and verse 7.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 45 and verse 7. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things.
So we have been talking about light and we've been talking about darkness. Guess who created them both? The Most High. So he can cause you to walk in either one at his leisure when he pleases. This is not the power to be playing with. And he is more so at the necks of the sinners. So you have to make sure that you are operating in a righteous way. And it goes on further saying, I make peace and create evil. The Lord is the creator of evil. He will bring it on you if you're not following him. He already said everybody gonna be going through it. But the ones that are going through it worse, those are sinners. So do you want to deal with the doggone splinter, or you want to deal with the torn ACL? Which one? I'll take the doggone splinter every single day. And let's get the book of Isaiah chapter 26 and verse 3.
This is the book of Isaiah chapter 26 and verse 3. Thou wilt keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee, because he trusted in thee.
So if you want peace, if you want to be protected even while you go through your trials, keep your mind on the Most High God and trust in him. That way you can have success through your struggle. And I'm going to close out here as a part 1, and we will be back next week with part 2. King, is there anything else that you want to add?
Nah, we good there, brother. We can reconvene next week on part 2.
Well, I would like to thank each and every one of you all for joining us. Y'all could have been doing anything else with this time, but we are so thankful that you chose to sup at the Lord's table and get into these scriptures one more time. But don't let this be your stopping point. Shoot, David said that he was in the book day and night. Make it your duty to be doing the actions of a king. And we also want to keep you all in mind that we have the feast of tabernacles going on soon, and would love to have you all joining us. I would like to share this flyer with y'all so y'all can know. We will be keeping the Feast of Tabernacles as a congregation September 16th through the 23rd, but we already know that everyone isn't able to have a full week off for a feast. So with that being said, we will be observing as a collective from the 19th through the 22nd. That is a Thursday through a Sunday. If you all want to join us, please RSVP at ironhorn144k at gmail.com so we can get a head count, so we can know how much food that is needed, and we can properly prepare to feast on the Lord's day, on the Lord's feast days. It is a very important thing that we keep these feasts, and that we gather together as the nation not desire in these last days, so the Most High can see that we are trying and putting forth strong efforts for him to come save us. And without any more dillying, no more dallying, we want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Hamashiach, Yahawashi. Restful Sabbath, peaceful Sabbath, Shabbat Shalom to all y'all.
Kwam Yasharala, Shabbat Shalom.
Mashallah.